In the United States of America, sexual violence is a problem that needs to be ended. Sexual violence is a violation of human rights, specifically bodily integrity. Every year, about 237,868 people are sexually assaulted. That is one victim every 2 minutes. Unbeknownst to many, rape is not the only form of sexual violence. In this public service announcement made by the Florida State University, the different types of sexual violences are touched upon.
We're here to tell you the truth.
The truth. About dating and sexual violence. Listen up.
Speak up.
Don't ever hit or threaten your girlfriend.
Or boyfriend.
No matter how angry you get,
Just walk away.
walk away.
Just walk away.
You don't have to always know where she is.
Or who he's with.
Don't control her.
Don't control her.
Texting and threatening your ex all night
Is stalking.
Stalking is a crime.
You know this. Sex without consent is rape.
If she's drunk or sick or passed out,
She cannot consent.
It doesn't matter what she's wearing.
It doesn't matter that she talked to you at a party.
It doesn't mean she wants to have sex with you.
When your partner says no,
No.
No.
It means no. Choose.
Choose.
choose not to abuse.
Speak up.
Speak up.
speak up.
Speak up.
Speak up.
Speak up against dating violence.
Speak up against sexual violence.
Rape, attempted rape, incest, dating or domestic violence, child sexual abuse, sexual exploitation, and even stalking are all forms of sexual violence. Frighteningly enough, victims and perpetrators can be anyone, from kids to adults and even the elderly, men and women. Very often, the abuser is someone the victim knows. In cases of sexual violence against women, 22% of rapes are committed by a person the woman knows well, 46% of rapes are committed by the person the woman is in love with, and 9% of rapes are committed by the woman's spouse. One of the places where sexual assaults occur the most often are on college campuses. 1 in 4 women will be raped between the ages of 18 to 24, around college ages.
My head was slammed into a bathroom door and then again next to the toilet, and, the assault proceeded.
I remember putting my hands on the sink and just looking at myself in the mirror and not even being able to fully comprehend what had just happened.
These women say they were raped at a place most of us assume will be a haven of learning and of safety, college. Annie was a freshman and Andrea a sophomore, each attending UNC, the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill. Is the school blind to sexual violence?
The interesting thing with universities as a whole with sexual violence is, again, they treat it as a compliance issue. They treat it as something that can be solved with a policy.
We absolutely put much more emphasis on preventing plagiarism and preventing rape. That was reality.
While many people are aware of sexual violence on college campuses, the military has become a place where many men and women are victims of sexual assault. It is a rising issue, with 3,553 reported sexual assaults in the last year. This is only the number of incidences that have been reported. It does not include the assaults of victims that were too frightened to come forward. We recently realized that soldiers are 15% more likely to be raped by a fellow soldier than to be killed by the enemy. In the following clip, one woman shares her horrific experience.
Before all of this, I was up to go to West Point Preparatory. I was absolutely a good soldier. I'd never been in trouble with the military.
13 years ago, Liz Louris enlisted to fight for her country, just not like this.
I fight like a girl who fights back. I fight like a girl who's been pushed too far. I fight like a girl who offers and demands respect.
No longer will she be silenced by intimidation and fear.
Even if that means that I have to do it afraid, I'll do it afraid. Because I'm not leaving my battle buddies or myself behind.
Sexual assault is a despicable crime and one of the most serious challenges facing this department.
The Department of Defense just shared the staggering new numbers. Last year, they estimate 26,000 cases of military sexual assault, up from 19,000 in 2011.
It's like I can huck a rucksack, I can shoot an M16 like all the rest of the guys, but I can still get my nails done and it doesn't invalidate what I went through.
What she went through, and she has a police report to prove it, was rape. 3 separate times while in the Army.
My first rape was very public. I wasn't actually the one that reported it, and I went to the hospital because of it.
It's hard to come forward. There's so much shame involved in being sexually assaulted or sexually traumatized.
Determined to tough it out and maybe get to West Point, Liz kept quiet about the next 2 rapes, but still suffered.
I was on kitchen patrol duty all the time, mopping floors, pulling weeds, and just anything that they could possibly think of to bring charges against me.
For reporting a rape?
For reporting rape. Yeah. Wow. And this is the one where it shows the personality disorder.
The Army fast-tracked her out with an honorable discharge, also saddling her with what she says is a bogus label.
From 2000 to 2007, I think there's like 31,000 of us that have been given personality disorders as discharges to cover up for something else, or so the military doesn't have to take responsibility for the soldiers. And so it was just really a way to, I think, cover up for the rapes that I experienced in the military.
Today, government officials and soldiers alike are trying to put an end to sexual assaults. One campaign to end sexual violence in the military is I Am Strong. This organization fights to intervene, act, and motivate. Liz Luris is not the only victim stepping forward to promote change. Erin Marin, a victim of child sexual abuse, is also fighting to stop sexual violence.
Okay, 1 in 4 girls under the age of 18 is sexually abused in this country, but I still have a hard time wrapping my head around it, how this happened to you and your sister. I mean, are people shocked when they hear this story?
They are. People often don't realize that, this is going on behind closed doors. We don't want to look at the issue and realize I could be sexually abused twice by 2 people I trusted. I knew.
You did tell your parents when you were 13 years old what had happened to you in that period of time, but it took you until you were 22 to tell them that when you were 6, 7, 8, the same thing had happened.
I saw how devastated my parents were when they found out my sister and I were being sexually abused by a family member. My mother cried night after night, feeling like she failed as a parent. In my heart, there was no way I could say, Mom, somebody else did this to me. So I kept it a secret, and it wasn't until I was in college, suffered for 4 years with anorexia, finally realized I couldn't protect my parents anymore.
And you had to tell them the truth.
I had to tell them what had happened to me as a child.
And you have become a huge activist for education. Tell me about Erin's Law, what it's designed to do, and how far you've come already.
Erin's Law requires sexual abuse prevention, preschool through 12th grade, requiring that we teach children safe touch, unsafe touch, safe secrets, unsafe secrets, how to get away, how to tell today. The areas that are covered by your, swimsuit, no one ever touches you there. And my message is we have to protect and give kids a voice, so I decided we need to change. Every state needs this law. And currently I'm going state to state getting this law passed. It's been passed in 5 states. I got 11 more introducing it.
Well, it's really wonderful what you've been able to accomplish so far. I know you were...
Prevention is not the only change we need to end rape. Sadly, victims are often too afraid to report their attacks, and their rapists are free to continue their assaults. 60% of rapes do not go to the police, and 97% of rapists never spend a day in jail. We need to make victims feel safe. We need to make victims not feel embarrassed and to assure them that they are never at fault. About 22 million women and 1.6 million men have been raped. Both of these numbers are far too high. As Erin Marin mentioned, we need to start children young and teach them sexual violence prevention. Education is going to forge the path to a better future. We can all make a difference. Don't be a bystander if you see or know that someone is being abused. If you know someone is a victim of sexual violence, encourage him or her to tell someone. Write to our nation's leaders, asking them to stop sexual violence in our military. Make sure your university has the right preventative methods and punishments for sexual assaults. This problem has been happening since the beginning of our country, and we need to end it. Everyone can make a difference.